looked at them and they sent me a message and said, you can now go live again. Yeah. One of my other people that I follow on TikTok told me to start doing that since I told them I've been having trolls come in the past few days. They told me to start screen recording all of my lives and send it into TikTok. Yes, Susan, I go on Clapper because you can't be reported on Clapper. It's an adult app only. That's why sometimes I'm like, man, I wish the trolls would follow me over to Clapper. I'd have a good old time with them over there. But yeah. You seen it, Leona. You was in here. They tried to come in here this morning and say stuff in my live, just like I'm screen recording my live right now. And then whenever I tell them to get the hell out of my live and they get their feelings hurt, they report me. Well, I just send my screen record to TikTok and they just reinstate me. No, my name on Clapper is different. I'll send you my name over there, Evelyn. The only time I go live on Clapper, though, I used to all the time, but TikTok people won't go over there because it's ran by Republicans. Now, you know I don't care about politics. I don't do left or right. But the one thing I do like about Clapper is you can't be reported over there. You can basically do whatever you want as long as it doesn't contain any nudity or anything. They do believe in free speech. I will, Susan. I'll send you my name over there. My landlord, y'all can see the sun on my face a little bit. I'm trying to hide so it don't get too bright for y'all, but my landlord and maintenance guy is still outside plowing the parking lot. So that way all of us second shift workers can get out of the parking lot and go to work. Yeah, I know, Tammy. That's why I say I feel sorry for them, because it'd be different if it was kids. I mean, kids shouldn't be doing it either. But it's really sad when it's adults doing that crap. And then people always want to talk about, we need to teach people to stop fighting. We need to teach people to stop bullying. People always hollering their kids are being bullied at school and stuff. Where do you think they learn it from? They learn it from the adults. Adults are some of the worst bullies that I've ever seen in my life. I have worked at jobs before where I'll see, and it's usually with the young ones, like the younger generations, but I'll be working, you know, at a job back home, and then all of a sudden this new little pretty girl will start. She don't bother nobody. She just comes in and does her job. All of a sudden the other girls are going to hate on her and get jealous and pissed off because she's a pretty little girl. Over time, you see them starting to mess with her and shit. And of course, since she's been there they've been there longer, either what they do is they cause the little young girl to quit or they get her fired. See it all the time. Now, when I was younger, I went through that once. I got a job at this factory that was mostly all men. Maybe a handful of girls worked there. Maybe there was like maybe 6 or 7 of us. I was in my late 20s, and that's all I was there for, was to do my job. I was married. I was happily married at the time. Well, of course, some of the men would come over to me, start talking to me, but they weren't trying to hit on me. All they were talking about was like, hey, how are you? Hope you like the company. Where are you from? You know, stuff like that. They wasn't trying to hit on me, but the other girls in there that was trying to get them because they made good money or whatever. Yeah, girls that do that too. They'll try to catch a man at work that they know that makes good money, like maintenance men, stuff like that. They started to try to hate on me. Finally, I told them all, I said, look, I don't want none of these fucking men at this job. I'm here to do my job. I got a husband at home that I'm very happily married to. I said, I ain't here for no damn man. I said, I'm here to do my job, so get the hell up out of my face. They never talked to me, but they never bothered me again after that. TF001, I'm glad you're saying what you're saying because I screen record all of my lives. That's why some trolls just came in here and tried to report me and get me banned. I sent my screen record to TikTok, and within 5 minutes, they reinstated me. So thank you for your messages that you're pushing through here. It happens all the time, Tammy. I've seen it happen at jobs all the time. Now that I'm older and crap, it don't happen to me. But whenever I'm at a job and I see a new little young girl that's kind of pretty come in, start working, the other women hate on her. And no, it shouldn't be that way. That's why I tell people, who do you think these kids are learning how to be bullies from? And in my experience, because I've worked, in hospitals, nursing homes, I've worked even in school systems, daycare systems. The parents that come in and complain the most that their child is being bullied and they want something done about it and it better be done now, that parent is bullying someone. But they want to holler and rant and rave when their kid comes home being bullied. Yeah, I don't do battles, Tammy. It's not that I don't dislike battles. I've been in lives before that people do battles. That's fine. I mean, I've seen them. So, no, I don't think there's nothing wrong with them. But, I don't ask people for money and stuff in my lives. And I've just always felt, and some people like doing battles. Like I said, that's fine. There's some people who love doing battles. They think it's fun. But I've always felt like when you do a battle, it makes the people that's in your life feel obligated to give something. That's why I don't do battles. I've always told people whenever I go live, if they want to send a little penny gift just because they think it's fun or something, a little live gift, that's fine. That's okay. But I don't do anything on here that makes people feel like they have to do anything. And to me, doing a battle makes me think that you're making people feel obligated to give something. Hey, Erica, how are you doing today? Just like I had this one troll come in, I think a couple of days ago. I don't know if it was a girl or a guy, but I screen recorded it and showed it to TikTok because I screen record all of my lives. And they were like, look at her, y'all. She's in here trying to beg for money again and everything. I'm like, I've never asked anybody for money. That's not what I do on TikTok. But yet that person's profile, because I looked at their profile and screenshotted it and sent it to TikTok, they had every kind of cash thing you can think of on their profile. They had Cash App, Venmo, what else is all that crap and stuff? Zelle. They had all kinds of cash stuff on their profile. I was like, buddy, do you see any of that crap on my profile? So who's the one that comes on TikTok and tries to get money? He or she got butthurt and tried to report me also, and I sent that to TikTok. I just come in here and chat with people. That's it. And anybody that comes into my live now that has no kind of a profile picture or anything, you're automatically being blocked. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't tolerate bullies and I don't tolerate trolls in my live. I don't care if you are actually a troll or not. I don't care if you got videos or not. You don't have some kind of a profile picture, some kind of a following, you're automatically blocked. Yeah, baby Patty. I had the TikTok like company that I'm associated with back from when I used to do promoting on the TikTok shop. Me and her are still friends. I used to sell stuff for her. She told me to start screen recording my lives. And then whenever these trolls come in here and try to start stuff in my live, but then they also turn around and try to report me when I tell them to get the hell out of my live, send it to TikTok to show all of their comments. That's what I did this time. I was reinstated within 5 minutes. No, Kimberly, I don't have no bio because I'm not here for money. I'm not here to ask people for nothing. I just chat with people. That's it. I don't need, and I'm not being rude to you, Kimberly. I'm just a straightforward speaker. Most of the people that watch me know that. I just speak my mind. I'm not here for money. I'm just here to chat with people whenever we get bored sometimes. I work 2 full-time jobs. I don't have time to go in and make up a bio or to be no big creator or anything like that. I just come on here and chat. That's it. I don't get into politics. I don't vote. I don't care about the left or right. I've got friends on both sides. So no politics are talked about in my lives. Religion don't get talked about in my lives either because I know people argue about that crap. And I sure in the heck don't tolerate no bullies in my life either. I got a cramp in my foot, y'all. That's why I'm stretching out my foot. It's from standing on my feet on that concrete so long at work. And then whenever I finally take my shoes off, I get cramps in my feet sometimes. Steel toes are hard on your feet. I don't care if you get the most expensive pair and they feel comfortable when you're at work and everything. You take them off, your feet start to ache really bad. I tell people all the time, steel-toed shoes, well, and high heels, but steel-toed shoes are bad on your feet. But some jobs require it. You have to wear them. That's why a lot of you women out there sometimes, which as you probably know, you got a blue-collar husband, like my job is considered blue-collar. They come home dragging their feet, talking about how bad their feet hurt and stuff. Once you take them steel-toed shoes off, your feet be hurting. I do eat a lot of bananas, Kathy. I also take magnesium citrate. But it doesn't help when I don't say the whole word. But I also have plant tar. And I do have the right insoles for that and everything. But you wear steel toes. You're outside in the yard working on concrete all the time. Stepping on crap. Climbing in and out of the forklifts all the time. Your feet are going to kill you. Yeah, we had a blizzard last night. I had to drive through a blizzard to get home from work last night. It normally takes 45 minutes for me to get home. About 45 minutes to 50 minutes. But last night it took me like an hour and 15 minutes to get home. My night's always good at work, Celeste. It was boring. Because day shift didn't work. On Sundays, only night shift has to come in. And since day shift wasn't there to, like start everything up, we didn't really have anything to do. I had a few people order some parts, so I had to get in the work truck and go pick up some parts. And then I had a few pallets of parts that I had to go out in the yard and get. I did that and delivered them to the people. But then I got stuck because of the blizzard. Couldn't find the maintenance man because they have the bulldozers and stuff like to get rid of the snow. And since my forklift got stuck and I couldn't find maintenance, I just grabbed a shovel and I shoveled my own self out. And then the nighttime manager, after I got done shoveling off the ramp and everything, he seen me and he said, "You seen maintenance?" I was like, "No." I said, "I couldn't find maintenance and I got stuck out there in the snow." And I told him I had to shovel myself out. He said, "Well, I need to be shoveled out of some stuff too." He said, "You find maintenance, you tell them to come to me." And I was like, "Okay." And finally, I found the maintenance guy. He was hanging out over in another department. And the lead over there in that department, he was like, "What's up?" And he was talking to the maintenance man. I said, "I was told to come over here by the manager to tell you for you to find maintenance and send them his way." And the maintenance man started laughing. He said, "Well, he's got my phone number." I said, "I don't know." I said, "I'm just following instructions. I was told to come find you and send you his way. He's stuck. He needs to be shoveled out." He said, "Okay, I'll call him right now." And my baby Peanut, what you doing? What you doing? She does that too. If I hide my face and I act like I'm looking for her, she'll jump up here. Where's my baby Peanut? Where's my baby? Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Mama was looking for you. I didn't know where you was. I was looking for you. Yeah. I was looking for you. Not gonna lick me in my face now. Not in my mouth. Yeah, you can lick my ear or you can lick my cheek. You're not going to licking me in the mouth. And I know some people let their dogs do that, but I don't. I think it's nasty. I've never let any dog that I've had lick me anywhere around my mouth. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying for me, I think it's nasty. I won't let her lick me anywhere around my mouth. Because I don't care what vets say. They can say dogs have the cleanest mouths all they want. I sat here and watch her licking her. She'll lick her cooter coot, lick her asshole, and then she want to try to come over and lick me in my mouth. No, hell no. Yeah. And then especially female dogs, because they get a period like we do. You ain't going to sit there and lick on your twat and then come over here and think you're going to lick me all up in my mouth. That's why I said, I don't care if she can lick me on my neck or on my cheek or something. But no, she ain't getting in my mouth. Yeah. She don't like that. She looking at me. She knows what I'm saying. You're not going to give mama kisses on my mouth. No, you lick your butt. You lick your twat. You're not kissing me in my mouth. No. Stick out that tongue all you want. It ain't happening. Yeah. Now, I ain't gonna lie, she's done it before. It's happened to all of us that have dogs. When I'll be sitting there talking to them real quick, she'll be quicker and shit. Right up in my mouth. And I'm like, you nasty bitch. Yeah. Now, I'm not embarrassing her, but she knows what I'm saying. She got that one little tooth hanging out. Yeah. Yes, your one little toothy's hanging out. Yeah. I know what she wants. You want some chapstick? You want some chapstick? Yeah. You do? Okay. Now, see, you tried that time, didn't you? Come on, I'll give you some chapstick. When she's always been like this since she was a puppy. Here she comes. But what she don't know is I put the lid back on it. Okay, come on, let's get your chapstick. Yay, we got your chapstick. There you go. Now you're all pretty. Yeah, you're all pretty. You got your chapstick on. Okay. Yeah. You got your chapstick? Yeah. She's always been like that. Ever since she was a puppy, I'll put my chapstick on her stuff and she'll sit there and I'm like, what do you want? And then that's what she wants. She's looking at it now. You want some more? Okay, let's give you some more. She thinks it's to eat. There you go. Okay, good girl. No, you're not getting up in my mouth because she smells it on my mouth now. I gave you some. You got some on? Yeah. You got some? I gave you some. Yeah, I did. I'm not putting no more on you. You've had enough. Oh, it's 1:30. I mean, I love my job. I don't know if some of you all get like this that love your, even if you have a job that you love. I love my job. But every day when it gets closer to time to leave, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go. I'll be like, it's almost time to go to work. That's because I'd rather stay home here with my baby. But I can't do that. I got bills to pay and I got money to make. But yeah, I do that every day. I love my job. I like the people that I work with. Yeah, I know, Erica. I'm like, I don't know if it's because we get older and we're just tired of working, period. But I love my job and I like the people I work with. But every single day when it gets about 1:30, 2 o'clock and I see that clock and I'm like, oh my God, it's almost time to go. I think it's also partially because now I do like colder weather. I've said that before. That's one reason why I live here. But I think I partially say that too because I know that half of the night I have to work outside. Like last night, we had those 60-mile-an-hour winds and it was negative 37, negative 38 degrees outside. And I was like, oh my God, I got to go outside and work tonight. Yeah, I would never quit my job, Susan. Like I said, I like my job. And I generally like working. But that's why I said I can't explain it. I don't know if it's a mental thing or what it is. And I know I'm not the only one that does it. Like I said, even for people out there who love their jobs, it's like every day when it gets close to time to head on out to work, you're like, oh my God. Yeah, I know that we're off. I got to work today and tomorrow. Let me look at the calendar. But I do need to ask my boss about Friday because we're mandatory overtime on Fridays. It's not optional. We work a 4-day work week. Fridays is always mandatory. So you might as well just say you're going to be working 5 10-hour shifts. Um, but because of the holiday, I know I had to work yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're off New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But I need to ask my boss, since Fridays are always mandatory, are they giving us Friday off or do they need us to come in? So I need to ask him that tonight. Yeah, see, I don't have to be at work until 4. I'm thinking, though, that we're off Friday because I think that that's why they had us come in last night. Because we never work on Sundays. So I think that they're letting us have Friday off too, but that's why we came in Sunday. Because if you think about it, we'll be working Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We get holiday pay for New Year's Eve. That's our 4 days. Let's see. I'm going through here and picking out people. I've told people this tons of times. I don't care if you're a troll or not. You try to come into my live and troll, you will get dealt with. But anybody that comes in here that has no profile picture at all, no following, they're not following anybody, like everything is 0, you're automatically getting blocked. Because I told y'all, I don't deal with trolls and I don't deal with bullies in my life. Yeah, not me. I work the night shift, but I make more money for night shift. That's why I do night shift. And I also do night shift because I don't never have to take off work. Most doctor's appointments or most any appointments that you have to end up making, dentist, maybe anything, I don't know, are usually always during the day. So if I work night shift, then I can still go to my appointment and I don't have to take off work. But this ain't no thing with the trolls coming in. It'll take me a while to weed them out because you all knew when I had my bigger account. But I didn't come on TikTok for a while because I was pulling a lot of overtime. And I guess since I always used my dog's picture, TikTok kept sending me messages to verify my age. But I wasn't going on TikTok, so I didn't see those messages. And then when I did try to log back in, TikTok was like, well, we had to delete your account because we couldn't verify your age. I had already blocked all of the trolls. So y'all should know that it's normal. Now that I had to create a new account, they see that they're no longer blocked and they're going to try to come in here again. These are the ones that used to watch me when I was homeless, that used to come in and say I was lazy, that I was probably on TikTok begging for money. And they'll pop in every few months with new profiles, new names that they made up. And when they see that I've got me 2 full-time jobs now, a place to live, nice furniture, just bought me a new car, that pisses them off because they like to see people fail. So now they got to come in and talk some more shit and say some more stuff. But it's okay. I'll get rid of them all again. No, ma'am. You're not going outside. I already let you see the mailman once. Some of you all think I'm joking. You better have a profile picture whenever you come in here or you're going to get blocked. Peanut's doing good, all good. I took her down to visit with the neighbors. She got to go out and see the mailman. Now she's just running around the house. She's kind of sad too because, like I said, I don't like to assume stuff, but I think something happened with our neighbor that lives in the next building over. They've got a black lab that she loves playing with. She'll go outside and play with him and watch him play. Whenever she sets up in the window and he comes outside, he'll walk over to our window and sniff her. Now, the guy's wife was pregnant. I knew that, and she was getting close to having a baby. Well, I didn't see him for a couple of days, so I was like, okay, she must be in a hospital. She must have had her baby. But they haven't been here for like a month or longer. Their cars aren't here anymore. They didn't move out. So I'm hoping, because they're nice people, that something didn't happen whenever she went into labor. You don't see the dog anymore. You don't see them anymore. You don't see nothing. It was like she was about ready, because, I mean, I would talk to her. She said any day now, and I figured I hadn't seen them for a couple of days. She must have had her baby. But I haven't seen them, their dog, or nothing for like about a month. Yeah, we get blizzards here all the time, Gene. We had one last night. I'm glad you finally got to move, Susan. Yeah, I'm just hoping that nothing bad happened. I live in South Dakota. I just told you what state I live in. It's a big state. Yeah, I posted a video on my profile of what I was going to have to drive in last night. It wasn't real bad, though. I mean, it was bad, but I'm used to driving in it. Like when you get the whiteout conditions and you can't see the interstate, you can't see the roads or nothing. But it normally takes me 45 minutes to an hour to get home because of traffic. But it took me like about an hour and 15 minutes to get home last night. But I'm used to driving in it. I drove home on 81. Every time we get bad weather, I drive US 81. Because for one, I can go as slow as I want to because hardly nobody drives on US 81 at 2 o'clock in the morning. And also there's a lot of farms around there, old farmhouses. If I get stuck or get pulled into a ditch or something, I can walk over to one of the old farmhouses. And they can probably pull me out of the ditch. Erica, just because they're coughing doesn't mean they're sick. You could get an itchy throat. I've swallowed my spit wrong and coughed. I've gotten choked up on my own spit before. Just because they're coughing doesn't mean that they're sick. But I would say, hopefully at least when they're coughing, they're at least covering up their mouth. I work in materials and heavy machine operator. I drive the big, huge monster forklifts. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's normal. I mean, that's the way I was raised. If you cough, whether it's just because you swallowed your spit wrong or whatever, you cover up your mouth when you're coughing. I mean, that's the way I was raised. And even if you're not sick, you still supposed to cover up your mouth because nobody wants to see you going ha 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 and hacking and shit. You cover up your mouth when you're coughing. Now, I can understand sometimes because I've swallowed my spit wrong before and choked so bad I could barely breathe. And whenever I have trouble covering up my mouth like that, because I'm kind of like going like that and I can't breathe, I do walk away from people or I'll go into the bathroom. That way I can also take my bottle of water with me and sip on my water until I'm able to stop coughing. Because I've choked on my own spit before and ended up coughing so bad I couldn't hardly breathe. So I've had, like I said, to walk into the bathroom or walk over to the side or something and keep taking sips of water until I'm fine. Even whenever I eat on my live, because I'm really busy and I work both my jobs, and a lot of my followers that watch me, they don't care if I eat on live because they want to watch me go live. But I won't answer comments when I'm eating. And whenever I'm chewing, even on my live, I'll go like that whenever I'm chewing my food. Now, I do get nasty if I get trolls that come in here and start trying to say nasty crap and talk bad because I'm eating. And that's whenever I'll start going, mwah, 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 on purpose, just to piss them off even more. I mean, we're adults. If you pop into somebody's live, they're eating, you don't like it, just leave. Scroll over to the next live. When you say something, that says a lot about your character and what kind of person you are. I go into lives here all the time, set for a couple of minutes. If it's not my thing and I don't like what's going on in there, I scroll on to the next one. And I'll even tell some of the people that watch me that don't like to see people eating. I'll tell them, look, y'all, I just pulled a 15, 16-hour shift. I'm hungry. I'm getting ready to eat. If you don't want to watch, leave and come back. But I don't report people on here. I don't say bad comments in anybody's lives because that's why I said we're adults. I might go into a live that's not for me. It doesn't mean other people don't like that person, so why would I report them? If you're that kind of person that does that, that says a lot about your character. Well, I will, I go to the bathroom to blow my nose, Erica. But I have blown my nose in my area at my desk before, but that's because I'm the only one who works in my area. No one works in my department at night except for me. I'm the only one. So yeah, sometimes I will blow my nose at my desk because my garbage can is right there. And then, of course, you even get trolls at work, too, because I've gone into the bathroom to blow my nose. And I'm not going to do it here, but I'll show y'all something. I'll be in the bathroom. We get snot. You know, after you blow your nose, there's still snot in your nose. So, yeah, I'll take clean toilet paper, wrap it around my fingers, stick it up in my nose to get all of the snot out. And then, of course, I'll wash my hands after. But when I'm in the bathroom and I'm cleaning out my nose really good, you'll get people sometimes that come in and be like, mm. And I'm sitting here like, what, bitch? I'm cleaning out my nose and blowing it. Would you rather me use my bare finger to clean it with? Motherfucker, act like you don't clean your nose out at home and shit. And then also, like I was telling people too, you get the trolls that come in here. See, I'm not a troll because that's wrong, but I would be a good one if I was one. If you want to try to get information off of someone and try to troll somebody, I tell trolls all the time, you should just go into somebody's live and keep your mouth shut and just watch. If you just keep your mouth shut and watch, you'll get all the information you need off of that person. But no, they can't help it. They got to come into people's lives and start saying stuff, and then they get you blocked. Or the trolls that I had when I was living in my car that was hoping that I would stay living in my car and fail. They like to keep track of me and see what's going on with me every couple of months. Well, that's when I tell people, them trolls, well, then you should just come in and just watch. Don't say nothing, because the first time you say anything, you're blocked. I'll block every account that you come in with. That's why you see a lot of us people, when people warn you, they're like, stay away from the quiet people at work. Don't bother them, just stay away from them. You know why we're quiet? We're quiet for several reasons. For one, because sometimes we don't do drama. We don't want to get into the mix. Secondly, maybe because we're just there to do our job. But you want to know the main reason why we're quiet? I'll tell you the facts when some quiet people won't tell you the truth. We're mainly quiet and stick to ourselves at work because I guarantee you we know every fucking thing that goes on in that place. You fart wrong and we fucking know. That's why we're quiet, because we're always watching. We see everything. I know who's sleeping with who, what married man is sleeping with what married woman at the job. I know everything because I'm quiet and don't talk to nobody, but I fucking watch everything. That's why I tell trolls, if you want to be a good troll, be a damn good troll. Go into lives and just sit and watch. You'll eventually get all the information that you need. Then you'll have the information you need to be a good troll. Yeah, I know, Leona. Just like sometimes people on a job will be like, I wonder why that person's so quiet. I wonder if they're stuck up and blah, 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 blah. And then they'll be thinking too, they'll be like, well, don't say nothing in front of this person or that person because it's such and such and such. And then it'll take that one ignorant person that's like, oh no, he or she's quiet. They don't talk to nobody or say anything. They're not going to say nothing. They don't pay no attention to nothing. Bitch, you're wrong. We pay attention to everything because I see exactly who you leave and work with every day. It ain't your damn husband or it ain't your damn wife. We know everything. They don't make me mad when they come in here, Erica. That's why I said trolls need to understand they can't troll somebody like me. I'm a Gen Xer. Our parents treated us worse than anybody ever can. And how is a troll going to affect my life? I still go to work every day. I still pay my bills. How are they affecting me? I have friends. I have family. You saw what happened a minute ago. I screen record every live that I do now. I had trolls come in. What happened earlier? They came in saying bad comments and stuff in my live. And just because I told them to get the fuck out of my live because I don't tolerate that crap, they went and got butthurt and reported me and had my live restricted, had it ended. I sent TikTok the screen record. It took maybe 5-6 minutes. TikTok reinstated me. Well, the one thing I can say, at least outside today, yeah, we did have the blizzard last night, and it's still cold outside, but it's really, really sunny too, so a lot of this stuff will probably melt, which will be bad for at night after the sun goes down, because whatever does melt will turn straight over to ice. You shouldn't be afraid to go live, Erica. And don't think I'm talking bad about you whenever I say this. I'm talking about anybody out there. Some people are not as strong as others. There's some people out there that are soft, that cannot handle bullies, that get their feelings hurt. It doesn't make you a bad person or doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. You're just not a strong person. There's some people out here that are as strong as steel and some people that aren't. If you're somebody that gets your feelings hurt very easily, then no, you should not go live. Yeah, the lighthouse. That's what I tell people all the time. I only really talk when I go live on TikTok. Anybody who knows me outside of life could tell you all, you're lucky if you get a word from me. At work, I don't talk to people. Sometimes I'll go a week or two and I don't even message my own damn friends on the phone. But they know me. They've been my friends for years. But that's why people tell you all the time, watch out for them quiet ones, because they know everything that is going on. You could do that, Leona. There's a lot of people who do that. They don't like to go live, like show their face. I don't know why. Maybe they're self-conscious about their looks, or maybe they just don't want to go live. I've seen people that'll show their animals or show something. You can hear their voice, like they're talking, but you don't never see them. Hello, Chuck. I can even tell you, because we're quiet at work and we know everything and watch everything, I can tell you the misdevious stuff that I know that goes on between the office people too. But we're not going to say nothing to nobody, and we're not going to run around and tell your business also, because we stick to ourselves and it's none of our business. We don't give a shit what you do. We're not there to cause no drama, and we're not going to bully you, and we're not going to talk bad about you either. And we sure in the hell don't gossip. But trust me, we know everything that goes on in that damn place. But I'll tell you where us quiet ones get petty. Let's just say at a job. We're quiet, but we see and we know everything that goes on. Like I said, even the devious people of what wives are sleeping with what husbands and the cheating and everything that's going on. We see everything and we know everything. That's why we tell you all, just leave us the hell alone. We don't care if you like us or not. Just leave us alone and let us do our job. Because when you think you're going to try to come across us and bully us, that's when all your fucking dirty laundry that we know about you and whoever else you're doing it with in the job is going to get aired out to everyone. You want to come over and mess with us? We'll tell every fucking thing that we know. That's why we say it's your best bet just to leave us alone. Let us come in every day, do our job, clock out, and go home. Because we're not there really to bother nobody. Like I said, we're just there to make our money. To take care of our kids, take care of our families, whatever. Go home. Pay our bills. But you come over and messing with us, we're going to air everything out. Either before we choose to quit and walk out that door, or we get fired. But we're going to make sure everybody knows your business before we leave. Especially, I love the ones when you got a husband and a wife working at the same job. And you see that husband or either that wife is sleeping with someone else at the job. We know. And then one of them just tries to think that they're going to come over and bully us. And we give them one warning. Usually it's like, don't go there. I'm just here to do my job, dude. You better get out of my face. Believe whenever we walk out that door, we're going to be like, I'm just using names for example. We're going to be like, oh, by the way, Jim, your wife is sleeping with Bob over there too. Have fun with that. And then later on, sometimes you might get somebody to be like, Why didn't you say nothing if you knew that was going on? Bitch, because it wasn't none of my fucking business. But if you come over and start messing with me, then I make it my business. That's why I said, Erica, it happens at everywhere you go. Job, outside life, real world life. You watch them quiet people. We know everything. If you're quiet and just watch everything that goes on around you, you're going to know everybody's business before too long. That's why I tell trolls, if you're going to be a good troll, just sit and listen. Go into somebody's live, whatever. Go just watch for days. Watch for weeks if you have to. You'll get all the information that you need if you just keep your mouth shut and just watch. And then when you got all the information, you leave. If you still want to be petty and be childish and troll somebody for no reason that did nothing to you, at least you'll still have some real information that you can troll them on, instead of some fake bullshit that you just make up. Because if you come into someone's live trying to troll and you start spreading lies, those regular followers of that person, they're going to know that you're lying. So that's why I said at least keep your mouth shut and just watch. Come up with some real damn information. But see, the reason why I say that people can't troll me, though, because a lot of my followers know almost anything and everything that I do. I don't hide nothing. I almost feel like, what was that movie? Hang on. Because he was back in my generation. He was a big singer, but I didn't really listen to a lot of his music. Or rapper. Eminem, off of that, the movie when he lived in the trailer park or whatever, about supposed to be like, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. The movie he was in when he lived in the trailer park and he was up on stage rapping with people and shit and battling. Yeah, 8 Mile. I'm kind of like him. I've seen the movie once or twice. Also because my kids liked it when they were teenagers. So I'd sat down and watch it with them. I feel almost like him when he got up and rapped and aired out all of his business. Because he had no fucks to give. He didn't care. And then what? He looked at that one guy and handed him the mic and he said, now tell them something that they don't fucking know about me. That's why trolls can't troll me, because I don't hide nothing. I don't give a shit who knows what about me. I'm just talking about people in general, Vengeance. I'm talking about trolls. How some people, that's what they do. They have no life. I'll go into lives, and they come in here too. They try to troll people, but their mistake is they come in here and try to spread lies. When someone's true followers know that they're lies. You're not hurting them none. What trolls need to do if they want to be a good troll, sit and just watch. Keep your mouth shut and watch. If you want to get some good information on somebody that you think is going to hurt them because that's what you want to do is troll, get some real fucking good information. Just keep your mouth shut, sit in a live and watch. Over time, you'll get all the information you need. But if you come into someone's live trying to spread lies and shit, ain't nobody going to believe you because that person's regular followers already know. But yeah, that's who I feel like sometimes. Like the other day when I had those trolls in my live and I was talking about that me and my daughter have a strained relationship. We talk, but we got a strained relationship. And the trolls was in here talking about, I can't believe you're not embarrassed. I can't believe it doesn't bother you to get on a live and tell people that you and your daughter don't get along very good. Why should that bother me? Go out there in the world and ask how many mothers have a strained relationship with their daughters. It happens. That doesn't mean they don't love each other. But mothers and daughters don't always get along very good. So why should I be embarrassed about that? Yeah, Sensual. I was screen recording my live. And where those trolls had came in and was saying all kinds of bad comments, but then they reported me just because I gave it right back to them. They got me banned till the 1st. I sent that screen recording over to TikTok and I waited. And it took like what? You saw how long I was on Clapper. Maybe 5-10 minutes. TikTok sent me a message and said, we reviewed your video. You have now been reinstated. Because I left a little message with that video that I sent to TikTok too. I said, the people that work for you all, you need to pay attention and don't just listen to people's reports. I said, you need to watch the actual live. I said, if you watch my video that I just sent you all, you will see the trolls that came in, people saying nasty stuff. All I did was just gave it back to them. I said, you all need to quit banning people just because they're standing up to these trolls. And after about 10 minutes, I got that message. Thank you for your video. You've been reinstated. You can now go live again. And I don't even keep up with that stuff. Like, y'all remember when TikTok went black? When they were saying that it was no longer, we were never going to have TikTok again and stuff. And it's been like up in the air that somebody was going to buy it or something. I don't even keep up with that stuff. Do they have another date when TikTok is supposed to like be done again? Or has anybody even ever bought it yet? I don't keep up with that. I'm getting ready to Google it though. Has anyone actually bought TikTok yet? Oh, here we go. Yes, a deal has been signed for a group of American investors, including Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX, to take over U.S. operations of TikTok, forming a new joint venture that will own most of the U.S. business. Let's see, new entry. TikTok's U.S. operations will become TikTok USDS Joint Venture, LLC. Major investors are Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX. Will each own 15% of the new venture, collectively holding 45%. ByteDance and existing investors still hold under 20%. Maybe that's why they reinstated me, because things are changing with TikTok. It said national security laws. We knew that that was their reason why they was wanting to ban TikTok. It says a U.S. law requires ByteDance to sell TikTok's U.S. operations or face a ban due to national security concerns. So yeah, other people did invest and other people own it now. Okay, y'all, it's 2:15. I have to get off of here because I have to go in here and get my work uniform on, my hard hat and everything, and head on out to work. If the roads are better tomorrow, I won't be live because normally I go out and do DoorDash and make extra money before I go to my regular job. I couldn't this morning because we had that blizzard that came in last night. So if the roads are bad again tomorrow, I'll be live. If I'm not live tomorrow morning, that's because I'm outdoor dashing. All of y'all have a good day, and I hope y'all have a good night.